back on the Morning Brew, and I love this. It's like a full couch all morning here. I love having, and I'm having old friends. My buddy Chris is in. This is great. And we got Carlos and Alex from the Rail Yards here this morning. And we brought a basket of stuff. This looks beautiful. This is one of the most amazingly beautiful tomatoes I've seen in a while. This is like, it looks like an heirloom tomato. This is great. Look at this thing here. These things, and then these peppers.
Santa Fe peppers.
They're great. And you guys are with Foodscapes, and this is something cool. So is this a new project for you, Chris? Or is
yes, this is a new project for me. Yeah.
So how'd you guys start this? Because it's very cool.
Well, I'll let Carlos answer that.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
We started a few years ago just working with our friends and family, just building edible landscapes. And the idea behind it just was like teaching our folks how to grow their own food. And now, since then, we've expanded and just starting just going out into the broader public. The main idea is to build our local food shed. We do that by going in and designing spaces or integrating what we do into the existing landscape by integrating medicinal plants, edibles, perennial, but also animals.
And you guys can just pop into like anybody's backyard and help them do this.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Which is cool.
If we're invited, you know.
If you're invited, right. You don't just do like, here's an example of one of the things you guys are doing. Yeah, you don't do like guerrilla planting.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we would like to. I'm actually doing it, just throwing out seeds.
This is beautiful here.
So we got
how much of this landscaping is edible that we're seeing in these photos?
Well, it's edible and medicinal. So we're integrating medicinal plants, you know, teaching folks how to use your comfrey, teaching folks how to use your echinacea, and so much variety that's native to the area that can be used for medicinal purposes. So we're integrating that at the same time.
That's certainly edible there.
So our goal is to have like a 80% functional garden that you can use for yourself and for your health, and then the 20% is pollinating plants. So they're helping the other plants grow.
That's awesome.
Yes.
And Chris, you've been to my house. And
Yes.
I live on this third floor apartment, you know, and I do have like a couple of balcony areas. But could I do something like this in my house?
Absolutely. There's no space too small nowadays. I mean, at least an herb garden, medicinal herb garden, you know, especially since your balcony is south facing, you'd be set up all day. I mean, you would have to get, I'm not sure what the rules are with your HOA on that, but you know,
whatever. I don't care about those guys.
Exactly.
Gorilla planting.
Well, I say that now, right?
Exactly.
But but yeah, you don't have to have like an acre of land to do this, really.
No.
Right?
It's amazing how much food you can get out of such a small space.
Right. How much land did it take to grow what we have here? We got bell peppers, we got tomatoes, are these also cherry tomatoes, these purple ones?
They are chocolate cherry tomatoes.
Those look beautiful.
We partner up. The idea is to work with other local farmers, you know, and build that local food shed, just working with the residential aspect. So any space is pretty much a given. Like you can get at least 700 pounds at a 100-yard area if you really work on it intensely.
That's
through
a
the
ton of
season.
food.
Yeah, it is.
Carlos was telling me this is part of a national movement, right?
It is, yeah.
Right.
This is awesome.
Yeah, well, I mean, people were now realizing that we're kind of almost going back to an agrarian society in some ways, right? We're realizing we can grow our own food. And, you know, I go to the store and I see stuff and I'm like, those tomatoes don't look good. And then, like, my mom has tomatoes and I'm like, those are so awesome, you know? And she just has a couple little plants that just make the most wonderful looking tomatoes, you know?
Right. Now, that's what we offer at the Rail Yards Market with these guys and the other growers, you know, that fresh, natural, made in your backyard or made in your garden. You know what? And Cuddles has the answer to the question you asked me last week. What can we find when you go to the Rail Yards? What kind of fruits and vegetables?
Yeah, what's in season?
What's in season?
Right, what's in season right now?
So what do you see, Chris, right now? You know,
Well, all different varieties of tomatoes, bell peppers, Santa Fe peppers, cucumbers. Cucumbers, yeah.
Is squash yet, or is that?
Squash.
Squash,
yeah,
okay.
Squash for sure.
Yeah.
The ones that survive the squash bugs, they're around.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Was that bad this year? Was that a thing that a lot of gardeners struggled with?
It's pretty bad every year. Let's put it that way, yes. You know, it's one of those main things that you got to deal with. And, you know, there's things you can do to deal with it.
Right,
but,
to mitigate it.
So mainly what you're seeing right now in the farmer's market is, like Chris said, like all varieties of tomatoes, all varieties of peppers, different types of eggplants, cucumber, your watermelon is coming in. We're in full harvest season. So August and September is like everything's just prime. You know, there's so much food going out there.
Right.
We're starting to transition, and as farmers, we're starting to transition into planting more leafy greens for the fall season. And we got pretty much like 10 weeks of that.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
So if I were to start planting a garden now, when should I start planting? When should I start doing it? Is there a thing that I should start getting my gardening today?
Yes, we'll be there this afternoon.
But really, like, I've always wondered if it's a wise tale or if it's actually a thing that you want to plant in the fall.
Well, there's different things you can do in the fall. There's different things you can do in the summer and in the spring, and even through winter now with different techniques. You know, it's extended season techniques. So, you know, it all depends when you start, but we always tell folks, like, don't wait till spring. If you want to work with us, now is a good time because plants get established, the perennial plants that we do, the pollinating plants, all your native plants, low water use plants that we put in the ground, get established really good in the fall. And then we can build that soil, build the beds. That way when spring comes, we're ready, we got your plants ready, and that's part of our approach.
I dig it.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Yeah.
So,
and I think these guys work well with the rail yards. Just the idea of doing it yourself, creating your own environment, and that's what we do at the rail yards with artists, musicians, vendors, and of course growers, and they work perfectly with us, and it's great to see them there.
the rail yard seems to be a big weekend for you guys, right?
Yeah, this is amazing. You know, Umbrella Week, and we're part of that anchor. With,
Hashtag Umbrella Week.
Hashtag Umbrella Week, guys. Yeah, and so we're part of it. We're glad to be partnering with all these organizations in Ciclovia. That's an amazing movement. That's another actually global trend, right? To create space through your cities for bicycles. And I'm proud to say in Colombia, it's been around for a long time, from where my parents are from. But it's good to have it here and to have it one end connecting 4th Street. It's like a natural via, you know.
Right.
It's downtown and Barelas should be connected, and we're excited to be part of it.
Right, because you can take was it Saturday?
It's
Sunday.
Sunday. Yeah.
You can hop on your bicycle and go right to Civic Plaza, or you can even rent a bicycle at Civic Plaza, which is cool.
Right.
And then you can just ride all the way to the rail yards, and they're going to have 4th Street blocked off the whole way. And then you just like hang a left, and you're right at the rail yards, right?
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
It's going to be cool, and
Are you
no
gonna be out there
traffic.
in the morning?
Absolutely,
All right.
absolutely. I got a flat tire on my bicycle right now, so I gotta go home and fix that.
It took me 3 days to fix it, so get started now.
No, it's taken me about. I think it's been flat for 3 months now, but I need to get on that and get my bike up and rolling because it'll be great fun to go from Civic Plaza, go see some of the art stuff, and then go visit you guys at the rail yards, learn more about foodscapes, see these guys.
Yeah, they'll be there. So
and giving DJ shows coming up, Chris?
Yeah, this Sunday at Marble Brewery, Cumbia versus Afrobeat. And then Saturday we have Danger Carnival at Tractor Brewing.
Ooh. Yeah. I don't know what Danger Carnival is, but we can talk about it later because it sounds awesome.
Bring your bicycle.
I'll bring my bicycle, yeah, no doubt.
It's a carnival for adults.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm totally in. That sounds like a blast.
Nice.
Cool. We're going to be back in a couple of seconds in the Morning Brew. I think we get to sit in a Ferrari in a couple of minutes here.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Cool, thank you.